he really sort of say make serious effort is to learn from different other tradition, particularly Buddhism. So he came to see us.
You are listening to The Wisdom Project, a podcast produced by the Louie B. Nunn Center for Oral History in the University of Kentucky Libraries.
Thomas Merton was a Trappist monk at Our Lady of Gethsemane Abbey outside of Bardstown, Kentucky. He lived there for 27 years. Merton was ordained into the Catholic priesthood in 1949. He was a theologian, he was a social activist, he was a poet, but he's most known as being a prolific author who wrote dozens of influential books on spirituality, religion, peace, faith, Christian responsibility, civil rights, and nonviolence. His autobiography, The 7-Story Mountain, published in 1948, sold over 1 million copies. It's been translated into 15 different languages. In addition to writing dozens of books, Thomas Merton wrote thousands of journal entries, as well as thousands of letters corresponding with people of all faiths around the world. In the 1960s, Merton began to actively explore interfaith dialogue between monastics and contemplatives representing religious traditions around the world, and in particular, Buddhist-Christian dialogue. 10 years after Merton's death, a Kentucky filmmaker named Morgan Atkinson discovered Merton's writings. And in 2007, Atkinson released the first of 2 documentaries he would do on Thomas Merton. Atkinson released Soul Searching, The Journey of Thomas Merton, as well as The Many Stories and Last Days of Thomas Merton. In addition to the documentary The Abbey of Gethsemane in Kentucky, Peace for Soul Seekers Past and Present. And in late 2021, Morgan Atkinson donated his incredible interview collection to the Nunn Center. One interview about Thomas Merton stood out to me. In November 1968, Thomas Merton met with His Holiness the Dalai Lama in India. For this episode, I thought we would celebrate Thomas Merton's birthday, January 31st, by listening to an excerpt of an oral history interview with His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, talking about his friend, Thomas Merton.
Meeting Thomas Merton made a big impact on you.
Yes.
And you've often said that. For so many people, his message is still very relevant. How do you see him being so relevant today?
Firstly, genuine practitioner. So that I feel very important. Any faith, not just carry some ceremony, some ritual. Not only that, but 24 hours practice. The message of Jesus carry 24 hours. He is, I think, sincere practitioner. So that very, very important among our believers. Number one. So he I think his sort of the example. Even after his sort of life sort of as the end, but you see, many people, including myself, always remember him and admire him. Then second, he really sort of say make serious effort is to learn from different other tradition, particularly Buddhism. So he came to see us, India, and then he went to Thailand, So that this time, this moment, very, very important. Closer contact. Now, and then, as a result of sort of closer relation, they automatically, mutual respect automatically come.
Yes.
So I often describe him as a very, very strong bridge between Catholic monk, Catholic tradition, and Buddhist tradition. So I always feel his sudden death, great loss. If he remained, at that time, his age not very old, his body very strong. I think he can remain another 40, 50 years. Then I'm quite sure he really make further sort of significant contribution regarding closer relations. But now his body no longer with us, but his sort of visions, you see, his sort of hope we must carry continuously. And I myself consider one of his close friend or spiritual friend or spiritual brother, and also I one of the admirer of that person. So I always feel a responsibility, what he put hope on me. So till my death, I will carry. So logically, two person, very similar sort of concept. Now one passed. Now only the remaining person logically have the more responsibility. Perhaps according to Christian, the viewpoint, and in long future, we may meet in heaven, in front of God.
We can carry on the friendship and the conversation then. Was there anything about your meeting with him that really surprised you? Was there anything that was unexpected?
Usually, I had sort of a number of occasions meeting with some Christian leaders or Christian priests, a more formal way. When he came to see me, completely informal, and his dress, you see, very heavy boot, and then, as usual, the leather belt,
Okay.
and his face, his head also is quite significant, very much shining like that. So that my sort of very strong sort of impression, like that.
Yes, when he travelled to Asia.
And then you see when we discuss, you see, every point he explained with full sort of confidence, full sort of conviction. I think out of his own experience. So wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful. Sometimes you see, when we discuss with religious matter, then you see some people, you see there, oh, it said that. Not come from experience. So all the topic we discuss come from his own sort of experience like that, full confidence. That's very important.
The Wisdom Project is brought to you by the Louie B. Nunn Center for Oral History. We're a part of the Special Collections Research Center in the University of Kentucky Libraries. The Morgan C. Atkinson Documentary Interviews Collection is a newly donated collection, so it's still being processed. Stay tuned. You'll definitely hear more from this collection. That said, these interviews are not yet online. We're hoping to make them available online later this year. When they do go online, you'll be able to access these interviews and more at KentuckyOralHistory.org. This episode was produced by me, Doug Boyd. If you like the Wisdom Project podcast, give us a review. It really helps new listeners find us. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Stay tuned for the next episode of The Wisdom Project.